You've got what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
This is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations. Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Greetings from Spain. Here we are at the lovely circuit Aragon here in Spain. This is one of the first times that, honestly, I've ever been to this circuit, and the first time that we're going here in special stage. I am, of course, James Watson, joined as always with my broadcast partners, Big Al and Kobe Jordan. First of all, Big Al, how you looking forward to this one?
I'm really looking forward to this one. Like previously, like yourself, I've not been to this beautiful facility. I was doing some research on it, and I'm telling you, I think it's going to be some awesome racing here tonight in the special stage.
Absolutely. I think this is going to be a good one, too. I don't have a whole lot of experience with here, but I have broadcasted a sports car race here once before, and that was one of the best races I had ever seen, with just absolutely amazing defensive driving and a battle for the win that lasted the entirety of the 40 minutes of that race. So hopefully we can see much the same for tonight.
Absolutely.
And I think it's time we go ahead and get to our race picks. Big Al, who are you picking?
That time again already. Man, I'm going to have to go with Molesky. I've been watching this guy here for a while, starting to get a good taste in my mouth about what's going on, and I might as well go ahead and throw his name under there and see how well he does.
Alrighty, that is, of course, a fantastic choice. I'm going to go ahead and pick Joshua Gabin to get another win. He's been really fast all season long, and I think he can do some great things with that Mustang. What about you, Kobe?
I think I'm going to go with Zach Ampershear. I've got a good feeling about him today. For starters, he's third in the practice, so that's a good start. And I just think, yes, like I said, something about it today makes me say he's going to bring home the win.
Alrighty, and I think it's time we get to our keys to the race. Still waiting for the keys to pop up on screen. Stand by. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and move on to something else. So definitely one of the best tracks here in Spain. Obviously, here we go. All right, key number one, patience through the technical sector. Obviously, there's a lot of kind of pseudo hairpins and some difficult corners that you got to deal with. This is a very unique track and a layout that is pretty unlike anything else. So that's where all the time is going to be made up on. If you can get through there as fast as you can and just save so much time over everyone else, yeah, they're going to struggle to catch you and keep up with you. Key number two, exit speed onto the back straight. The back straight is massive, quite literally half of the track. So, and the corner that precedes it is essentially a very difficult to deal with hairpin. So if you mess up that corner, you're going to absolutely tank pretty much the entire lap, because it's going to be a lot of speed lost that you will not get back. And with these cars being a bit slower, you can't afford to lose any time. The draft is just going to absolutely kill you if you let them catch up to you. And finally, the final key for tonight, tire and brake conservation. You gotta be careful and not overheat these tires and kill the grip. 20 minutes per race, it's a long time around here. You can really overheat and cost yourself so much time if these tires just absolutely get demolished. So you just gotta be careful and make sure you still have something to run on when we get to the closing minutes of both races tonight. As we see Will Molesky on track right now. What about you, Big Al? What corner do you find interesting around here at Aragon?
Well, I'm gonna have to say that last one, right before you go down that short straightaway coming across the start finish line. I hope that actually is a spot for the scene for some epic battles here tonight.
Absolutely. I think you might be right on that. There's definitely a good amount of passing opportunities at this place. So seeing everyone try to battle it out here is going to be fun. You see Joshua Gaiman going a little bit wide before he starts his lap to get as much momentum as possible.
Yeah, qualifying on the way. Just watching these cars make their way around. It's going to be pretty exciting here. I think it's going to be a good race.
I think you're right.
Now the question is, which class is going to win this thing? There's quite a few manufacturers out there, and this is kind of a manufacturer's battle if you think about it. We saw the Mustangs dominant last week at Pocono. I mean, just Ford. You can't beat a Ford. They're fast. They're freaky fast.
Amen. Much to the chagrin of us driving essentially the British Ford and the Aston last week.
Yeah.
See Colin McDonough in his Porsche.
So what car do you think's going to bring it home this week?
I have no clue. And that's the fun part about it. I don't think there's a clear cut, oh, that car is going to dominate this week like there was last week. So, yeah, your guess is as good as mine. It looks like it's going to be mostly down to driver, which is exactly what it should be.
Yes.
Here's Joe Cicchetti on his lap, and then number 11 Mustang.
Yeah, Joe actually had a strong week last week as well. This track's going to be a little bit more technical, though, so I think it's going to probably give a lot of drivers a little bit of a fit. I don't think it's going to be as smooth this week as last. Now, I don't have any experience here as for how easy it's going to be to pass, but if it's slightly difficult, that's going to make this even more interesting.
I agree completely. As you see, laps are on the board. Will Molesky is sitting on provisional pole right now with a 145.286. Joshua Gaiman not that far behind with a 145.932.
And then Zach Amspicker, he is right there as well. He's in third with a 146.147. So a pair of 145s sitting on top of a singular 146. That's a pretty good spread from the top all the way down to the bottom. So we're hoping that we'll see some faster lap times here on that second lap.
Absolutely. See what everyone can do once the sports car tires are completely up to temp, or at the very least as much temperature as you can put in them in 3 laps. We're watching along with Fidencio Izagiri. Zach Amsbacher jumps up to P2 with a 145.409. Winkler up to P3, Schlosser up to P4. So far, no one has gotten Will Molesky, and Will just dropped a heater. A 144.291 for the 124. That is going to be tough to beat for the rest of the field right now.
We're going to let this guy drive blindfolded.
Izagiri going off. That's going to kill this qualifying lap. It does not look like Joshua Gaiman will improve on the second lap, so he's going to have to make his way up to the front from P5. Not too far to go, but he still has his work cut out for him.
Yeah, indeed. Just a couple cars left on the racetrack, 4 to be exact, getting it done at 35. He is one of them. That's Fidencio Yazagiri. Also got the 11 out. He is still making his way around the racetrack. That's Joe Shetty.
And it doesn't look like Colin McDonough was able to get a lap in on either attempt.
Oh, wow. That's going to be rough as well.
17, Aaron Mitchell does appear to be on track right now.
I'm watching. I like that paint scheme on that BMW.
Yes, sir. One of the lone Beamers in the field.
Yeah. You gotta love it. Bring me up, Scotty. Waiting on Aaron Mitchell to see what kind of lap time he can put in. Right now, he's secured that 14th spot. But I think he's going to change his luck.
And here he is across the line. And no lap. Was that his out lap?
Yeah, it might have been his out lap. I don't think he's going to get a lap in. I know he's not, as a matter of fact. He's not going to have enough time to get back around.
No.
That's going to wrap up qualifying almost.
Alrighty, well, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back with our starting grid.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Alrighty, and we are back in just in time to see everyone make their way onto the grid for tonight's race. Your posted are the 124 of Will Molesky with the 22 of Zach Amsbacher right next to him on the front row. Third is the 720 of Sean Winkler and the 400 of Matt Slosser. Joshua Gaiman and Joe Giacchetti on row 3, Zach Miller in the 44, and Jeff Besson in the 321, new driver to the series. David Brisky in the 019, and Brandon Carl in the 30 round out the top 10, another new driver. And toss over to Big Al for the rest of the grid.
Yep, Travis Fleming's going to be coming in 11th place in that 26 machine with Tom Denton 12th. 13th place gives you Nicholas Pressey. He's going to have Colin McDonald on his outside. And last but not least, in that last row is going to be Aaron Mitchell with Fidencio Yagaziri running on his outside. So that is your field here. Pace car is going to be slowly getting ready to take them on what is going to be, a pretty long victory, a pretty long out loud.
Yeah, of course. This is the tough thing about a road course series is that sometimes the pace laps aren't always the most exciting, and so it falls on us to help pass the time as best as we can.
You know what? And it does fall on us because I just looked. And we're like the only ones in this Discord. It's kind of quiet in here, you know what I mean? Eerily quiet. I was gonna go ahead and snatch somebody out of the hallway and say, "Come up here, let's molest you a little bit. Let's ask you some questions that you don't have time to answer." Once again, my plan has been foiled.
But this is good for the drivers trying to be able to put heat in the tires. These sports car tires, of course, take a little bit to get heat in them. Not the easiest, so having this extra time to focus on that is important.
Another thing is they don't keep the heat. You know, radial's not really, we got cars going crazy down here. Got a little bit of a Wachu mix-up. I don't know what just went on there.
Yeah, that's not what...
He said cold tires.
Yeah.
These aren't drag radials, are they?
I do not think so.
Okay. So yeah, it's tricky to keep the heat in these tires as well. But I tell you, we got plenty of turns around here tonight that they should be able to get it done. And here's my favorite part of this track: this long. Well, no, I didn't say. I should have said this part, but I'm actually calling after the turn because it's going to be calamity running through here. It's probably going to be. This is going to be the fastest portion of the racetrack. And once drivers come down this hill, they're going to be getting ready for that sweeping left turn. You can see the elevation changes up here on top of this place. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a really unique circuit here. It's definitely unlike any track you'll find, excuse me, in World Motorsport.
Oh yeah, this is the Motor City, and I was reading up. They actually started construction on this track in September of 2005. The track opened in December of 2009, and it's actually not just a racetrack. It's a race facility, a beautiful racing facility. I aspire to go there one day.
Absolutely.
Not gonna make it though, but gotta have goals. Speaking of goals, that pace car gonna be getting out of the way here, buddy. It looks like we're getting ready to put that loud pedal into motion.
Yes, sir. Will Molesky will lead us to the green flag. Green means go. We're underway at Aragon. Even stars, we head off down into turn 1. Amsbacher trying, but Molesky will clear him for the lead of this race as we are side by side for about P5 behind him. P4, I should say. Amsbacher doing everything he can to hold on. You see Gaiman going a little wide. Oh, got a couple cars sideways in the back. Several of them. Mitchell, Yuzagiri, Pressy. Oh, Pressy gets the wall trying to bring it around.
Pressy actually had a lot to do with that little calamity back there. You know, just kind of hanging out here in the back. Got a little sporty there, 3 wide, and that's what actually started that whole process, if you can believe that.
Yeah, let's see. We got the replay up.
Yeah, we're going 3 wide.
Oh! Massive issue for Colin McDonough right after that happened. Just the rear of that Porsche went around and put him in the kitty litter. Oh, another car going around. Oh, what a save! Believe that's one of the new guys. Is that Brandon Carl? Yeah, here's the replay of the first incident. You see, maybe Nicholas Pressy might precede the issue too much. Thank you. Be here all week.
Not if you keep telling jokes like that.
Anyways, I think we also had an issue for David Brisky as well. He's showing a lap down already and back into pit road. Oh my goodness. You can see him smoking on pit road. The engine on that Mustang is cooked. Wow. What in the world happened to David Brisky?
Remember that 3 wide thing I told you about? Well, they just tried it again. This time it worked out a little bit better.
Oh, David Brisky losing it out on one of the corners right into the inside wall and lets out the magic smoke. That is unfortunate for David, but he will be getting the pole for race 2, so that's something at any rate.
Absolutely. Still watching a couple of these guys in the back, and the struggle bus is definitely in the rear of the field, which is going to make it even more exciting. I'm excited for the second race. Once we actually flip this chick around and go the other way, it's going to be even more exciting. But
absolutely.
He is putting on a slight clinic up front, not really getting any pressure at all. 720 of Sean Winkler. Winkler he has made his moves in great stride to try to get up front here.
Yeah, he's already about 2 seconds ahead of second place Sean Winkler. Sean has about 2 seconds himself over Joshua Gaiman, who's jumped up to P3. And he's got the Zacks right behind Miller and Amsbacher. You see Aaron Mitchell going to the inside of Travis Fleming, and he's going to send it, and he will get the pass done. Great move from Mitchell. Fleming trying to hold on one of our winners from last week. It looks like Fleming has some pretty significant front end damage.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, the nose of that Mustang is punched in. Say, why the long face of that horse?
Whoa,
but it's pretty short.
You got Zach.
Yeah, Sean Winkler.
Sean Winkler, sorry.
Yeah, our second place having a major issue, dropped him down to 7th. Sean in the Porsche, the Porsche, if you will.
The pink Porsche.
Oh, when the rear goes around, almost really similar to what happened to Colin McDonough on lap 1. And that is going to cost him a heap of track position.
Yeah, and he'd actually worked really diligently to get up there, those guys. But, just like that, it's all gone away. But thank goodness he only lost a spot. So he is right now being scored. Oh, no, actually.
Yeah, he lost more than one spot.
7th right now. So actually went from 2nd to 7th.
Yeah, it's a lot of work Sean Winkler is going to have to catch up on as we're seeing a replay of Yzagiri, and around goes the McLaren. Oh! Meanwhile, good battle here. Brandon Carl, Travis Fleming. Fleming doing whatever he can with that heavily damaged Mustang. Looks like Carl is going to get the position and going to start to maybe pull away a little bit. Fleming is now going to have Tom Wendt to deal with here.
Well, I'll tell you, all classes are being represented, appropriately, honestly. The BMW, I think, will be the only out because we have a Mercedes leading, Ford's in second, got an Aston Martin of Zach Amspiker in third, and then you've got the Porsche in fourth. So, appropriately.
Yeah, you'll love to see it. 4 different cars in the top 4 spots.
Yep. You can't ask for any better than that, ladies and gentlemen.
Amen.
The only thing else I could ask for would be a clean screen, a clear screen.
See Gaiman and Amsbacher continue to battle. A pretty big train of cars here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's thick in the middle. I'm watching this 44 Zach Miller. He is on a mission here. Well, actually, the 720 of Winkler.
Yeah, you see him go around Joe Cicchetti to get back to P6. He's got a second and a half to make up to our benevolent overlord to get back to the top 5. Schlosser starting to catch up to Zach Miller. Just, you can absolutely throw a blanket over these cars. Just hardly any distance, any gap between all of them.
Yeah, and that's actually that's making for some pretty awesome racing.
And here we go, Schlosser with a massive run on Miller. Looking to the outside. Oh, Miller going defensive. Schlosser throws a crossover. As we go down to the braking zone, all the way down after the long straightaway. Miller gonna fight back on the outside. Great braking from the Porsche. He will hold on to the spot. Meanwhile, you see Gaiman goes wide, hands P2 to Amsbacher. Schlosser not giving up on Miller. Aston pops back to the inside, going into turn 1. And Schlosser trying. Oh, Miller keeps the Porsche right at the quarter panel, and he's gonna potentially hold. No! Schlosser fights back on the outside. Great move from Schlosser. This is some fantastic racecraft from both drivers. Great defense into offense and vice versa from both of them. And now Miller's going to have to put up with the other Porsche behind him of Sean Winkler. Sean on the comeback train, trying to recover from that spin. Saucer maybe might have gone a little wide. That might cost him some time here. Let's see how well can this Porsche draft. Down the long back straightaway. Here's a run from Miller. He pops to the inside. We saw him make that incredible move under braking to hold onto the spot last time.
Pulled the parachute on that guy. Now it's a braking battle going into the turn.
Yeah, you saw Slosser this time was the one who drove it in deep. And Slosser's going to hold onto it just like Miller did the last time. And that's going to cost Miller. Winkler goes around and Winkler, he's late send from Sean Winkler to turn 1 and he's going to take it. Wow. 2 in 1 corner and now Slosser's going to lose the spot to Miller. Just when you thought he was clear and clean sailing, he ends up losing spots to both Porsches. Wow. Now he's got to worry about Cicchetti, who's looking to the inside. Joe can't get the position, and now Winkler, you see, having to hold off his fellow Porsche. Zach Miller wants to get back to P4. So you see, Gaiman and Amsbacher, they have pulled away several seconds ahead of this absolute rock fight between these 4.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, if Amsbacher and Joshua Gaiman aren't really careful, they're going to actually have a handful of Slosser and Winkler as these guys have become a force to be contended with. Those Porsches actually got together, sliced through that Aston and that Mustang, and now, if you can see that Winkler gone, but just like that, here comes another setup, going the drag race down the backstretch. This is Miller and Crescetti.
Yeah, 3rd time in a row these two have been side by side going down into the final stretch of corners. Once again, Slosser will hold serve, but Miller going to try to send it on turn 1 just like Slosser did a couple laps ago. But Cicchetti with the late lunge.
Oh, somebody lost the bumper.
And he lost his bumper.
Serious contact.
But now it's back.
Trying to navigate that turn. Well, yeah, they'll give it back, but the damage is still there. He was actually setting himself up to dive to the inside, and they closed the door on him right there at the last minute. Here we go again. Matt Schlosser's doing everything that he can. My Porsche's going to split up again.
For those who've been watching Special Stage all the way back to Season 1 of the truck, so you're very familiar with the Ryan Dye hood cam. Well, I think we now have the updated Joe Cicchetti bumper cam. Seeing it disappear and pop gone. I was going to say, it seemed weird for the bumper to fall off because it didn't look like he hit anything. He just cut the corner. Yeah, very much so. Nick Pressey looks to be on pit road.
Yeah, indeed, and that's not good as we're 6 to go here. Just over 6 minutes remaining.
Oh, wow, look at Slosser. It looked like Winkler was about to pull away from everyone, but now Matt has come back, and Winkler may be pulling the squeeze of Slosser trying to fight around the outside.
He's going to set himself up here for the crossover. Breaking into the turn. He's going to try to come back over sharp. Is he going to get there? Nope.
Quiet, but we saw him pull this move on Miller. He might try to send inside of turn 1. Nope. Backs out. As they've actually... Oh, Winkler goes wide a little bit.
To the inside.
So far, Sean holding station.
That's a heck of a battle going on right there.
Yeah, and even despite all this, they're actually starting to catch up Amsbacher and Gaiman a little bit.
Yeah, that's like I said. If those two weren't paying attention, they were going to have some serious company. But further back, Cicchetti is still battling Miller.
And
Miller falling back just a little bit off the pace. You know, these guys were up front there, but it seems like Winkler and Schlosser are just in a different level right now.
Yeah, and you saw a nice battle going on between Lent McDonough and Fleming. Very strange name for a law firm.
And I'm just sitting here looking, and our leader is actually going to run into lap traffic before we actually complete this. But I don't think the rest of the field will. I think it'll probably just be Molesky that actually catches up to the 35 of Fidencio Yaziri.
Yeah, I think that might be the only lap traffic Molesky will have to contend with here, with just 4 minutes remaining.
That'd be good practice, because he's going to definitely need it, because he'll be coming through the entire field once we start this thing over. And I'm going to tell you, there's some fast cars out there.
Yeah, and we did see him pull off the first challenge and get the sweep in round 1 at Daytona. We'll see if he can do the same tonight as Winkler and Schlosser battle on. They're about 2 seconds behind Gaiman for the last step on the podium as they contend with each other. Sean able to keep Schlosser at bay. Oh, Matt going a little wide, trying to maybe overdrive the corner a little bit. Didn't seem like it cost him too much time. Meanwhile, it looks like we also might be getting another battle forming between Mitchell and Carl for P8. Carl just starting to catch up to the Beamer little by little. As I believe we're now 2 laps to go as Went McDonough battling. Went going a little wide. Massive road for McDonough now. They're side by side. Through the straightaway they go. Travis Fleming start to drop off with his nose damage. See what McDonough has in the braking zone. Again, the Porsche seems to be real good on the binders. Went, holds on. He holds the outside. Ooh. And Tom is going to hold position for now, but here comes McDonough back to the inside again. But the Mustang power pulling Tom ahead, and Colin will tuck back in for now. But he has not given up. Colin all over the rear of that Ford. Went maybe going a little bit defensive there. This is a really good track for defense, and oh, McDonough goes a little wide, and now he might have to worry about Fleming. Travis is doing a great job holding on to these cars with that damage as he licks to the inside of McDonough. He goes trying the crossover. Oh, here we go. Side by side again, Schlosser and Winkler. Oh, man.
Schlosser coming out of nowhere. He had intently been catching up to Winkler, and then he did. And right now he is actually going to best him, take on second place. Here comes the counter.
Yeah, it's not over yet. Oh, what a move by Schlosser. We are white flag, 1 lap to go. Oh, almost contact. Schlosser just barely keeping the nose there. Oh, Winkler shuts the door, going defensive. Schlosser goes out wide. That might not have been the move. He was able to get by Miller. Watch out for that Mustang. Schlosser going a little wide again, trying to keep the momentum up. Oh, big set for Miller to inside Cicchetti.
He drove it in about as hard as he could right there. She said he's still able to maintain that position. Miller getting a little bit of breathing room as he needs, and Schlosser just kind of steps it out wide. This is the white flag, so they are definitely racing to the line.
Yes, sir. What can Schlosser do on Winkler? He's going to have one last opportunity to get it done. Meanwhile, coming out of the final corner, another dominant performance from Will Molesky, just like he did at Daytona. Will Molesky is going to win leg one of the Grand Prix of Spain, but here comes Schlosser going around the outside of Winkler. Oh, almost a little too wide. I think that might be all she wrote. Schlosser's going to have the momentum coming to the line, and it is Winkler. I think Schlosser might have got a slowdown from that. He's going to have to give up a lot of positions to get that slowdown served, and that is going to be a killer. Or did... Yeah, it looks like... So, was it an actual black flag?
That's just going to give him...
Ooh,
that's just
so far...
give him a better track position.
Yeah, but I think... would rather have the points. Though so far, you know, I wonder, honestly, we're not entirely sure at this point, so we'll go with, right now, the unofficial results. Your race winner, Will Molesky, from Zach Amsbacher and Joshua Gaiman. Oh, here we go. It has updated. Oh, boy. Wow. So Sean Winkler finishes fourth. Joe Cicchetti will round out the top five. Zach Miller, Aaron Mitchell, Brandon Carl, Colin McDonough, and Tom Wendt gets promoted to the last spot, the top 10. And then round out
11th. Then you're going to have Jeff Benson. That's going to be 12th. 14th, Matt Schlosser. Fidencio Yzazeri in 14th, sorry. 15th, it was going to be Nicholas Pressey. And David Brisky is going to round out that 16-car field as we get ready for the flip.
Yes, sir. We will cut to a quick commercial break, but we will be back with you shortly.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
And we are back just in time to grid for the second leg of the Grand Prix of Spain. And man, here we have the starting lineup for this second leg. David Brisky on pole in the 019 next to Nicholas Presley in the 94. Fidenzio Yuzagiri and Matt Schlosser right there on the second row. That penalty at the end was costly. Cost Schlosser about, I'd say, 7-8 positions. Massive bummer for our benevolent overlord. Jeff Besson and Travis Fleming on row 3. Tom Went, Colin McDonough, row 4. Brandon Carl and Aaron Mitchell rounding out the top 10.
That's going to put Zach Miller in 11th with Joe Shichetti, 12th. 13th place, you got Sean Winkler with Joshua Gaiman on his outside. Zach Amslicker and Will Molesky. He's going to round out that 16-car field as we got him inverted, ready to kick it off again.
And it doesn't look like Nicholas Presley gridded. So that's going to move Matt Schlosser up to the front row.
Yeah, I didn't see Fidenzio Ugari grid either.
Interesting. Well, that's definitely going to make Schlosser's life a lot easier. This might be the opportunity he needs to run away. It's been a minute since Matt Schlosser has won a race here in Special Stage. I believe it was the second race iRacing Super Speedway back in the first Joker season. This is the last time he has won, so he's definitely going to want to break that dry spell. Almost 2 complete seasons for our benevolent overlord here at Special Stage. But he's going to have a lot to contend with. It probably won't be long before he's going to have to hold off that Mercedes of Will Molesky.
It's going to be coming. M Spacker game, and I'm looking for those 3 guys. I'll be watching them as they're making their way through the field, because there's some fast cars in front of them as well. So this is going to be a dog-eat-dog battle. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, we saw him the majority of the rounds this season already. It hasn't taken a whole lot for the top of the first race to get back to the top for the second race. Obviously, having 2 sweeps at the opener at Daytona and Silverstone. So we potentially could add a 3rd sweep in 4 rounds here, depending on how fast Will Molesky can get through traffic. As everyone slaloming and weaving, trying to put as much heat into these tires as possible. Of course, you want to get as many points as you can this week, because remember, the Grand Prix of Wisconsin at Slinger Figure 8 is next week. None of us have any idea how that's going to go outside of it being calamity and chaos. But in the meantime, we still have 20 minutes left here in Spain as the pace car makes the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. David Brisky will lead us to the green flag. Green means go. We're back on our way at Aragon. Great jump from David Brisky as he clears up in front of Matt Schlosser as we go down into turn 1. See already 2 and maybe even 3 wide towards the back into turn 1. Got 1 car going wide. It's the Beamer of Aaron Mitchell. So far, Molesky has only made up one spot. See Mitchell side by side. Whoa! Oh, and he's hard into the inside wall! Might be all she wrote for Aaron Mitchell.
A little bit of a bump and run there for Aaron.
Let's see, we're going back to the replay. I think that was a replay from race 1 with Fedizio right there.
Man, bigger problems here back in the field. Got a lot of
Oh, I think there was net code. Looked like there was some gap between Mitchell and looked like Joshua Gaiman. Yeah, you can see. Unfortunately, that net code contact ships the 17 into the inside wall, and it's like Aaron is still driving around somehow. I have no idea how that car is still running. Meanwhile, up towards the front, Matt Schlosser. Yeah, things are getting heavy. Schlosser taking the race lead. Starting to pull a gap on David Brisky, about 1 1/4 seconds. Brisky having to hold off the Mustang at Travis Fleming. Travis with the repaired Mustang now, not having to deal with all that front end damage.
Yeah, Molesky is definitely moving up through the field. He's all the way up to 9th place now.
Yeah, as you see Carl side by side to the inside, Cicchetti. Gaiman and Molesky right behind them.
We have a little bottleneck action going on right here.
Absolutely. Ooh. Gaiman's going to get by Carl, and Molesky will follow him through. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle from Gaiman. That's going to cost him some speed. Now he's going to have his hands full with Molesky trying to get another spot. Molesky with the draft, getting closer and closer to the rear of that Mustang. As Gaiman is doing the same with Cicchetti in front. So you see McDonough to the inside of Basin. Oh, and McDonough goes wide. I said McCunnough. I said McCunnough, not the other word our lovely producer is thinking of. Anyways, Cicchetti to the inside of Molesky. Man, that mistake from McDonough has caused a massive bottleneck with these three.
Yeah, Molesky just got a little bit of an assist there from Joshua Gaiman as they both got by Joe Cicchetti. Molesky still on a tear here. He's going to pick up another position as he's going to go by McDonough. You call McDonough going wide just a little bit. I believe right now Matthew Schlosser can start to feel the presence. There's a shift in the force.
Yeah, he's feeling a disturbance as that Mercedes gets closer and closer. Meanwhile, Gaiman's still working on clearing McDonough. Whoa, you see that Mustang got sideways again. But now he's pulled away and Cicchetti trying to follow. And Winkler right behind, just not able to make the same amount of progress. McDonough looking to the inside, Cicchetti again. Winkler with a big send. Around the outside of McDonough. Oh, we're nearly 3 wide. And now Winkler clears McDonough. Now Colin has to deal with Brandon Carl. McDonough will have to give the spot up. So further up, Molesky gets by Fleming. Oh! Major! Travis Fleming hard to the outside wall. Well, he's got front end damage again. A lot worse than the front end damage he had in race 1. Just hits the curb and just upsets the rear of the car, and around he goes. The Mustang lets out the magic smoke. Oh, that might be night done for Fleming. Is McDonough having to hold off Amsbacher? Amsbacher, runner-up in race 1. He's still outside the top 10. Him and the other Zach Miller, are struggling, just not able to make the progress that the cars that they were battling in race 1 have been able to. Whoa, we're almost 3 wide. Amsbacher getting the major draft from the Porsches to the inside. And, oh, not quite. McDonough holding on. Still holding on. Finally, Amsbacher clears. That had to be agonizing for a runner-up in race 1. Meanwhile, Will Molesky up into P2, and he's got 5 seconds to eliminate to get up to our race leader, Matt Schlosser.
Game has been all over the back. Well, that's actually Brisky is all over the back of Molesky right now. It's gaming.
Yeah, these horses are running wild fight with each other. Oh, barely any room. Oh, we're almost 3 wide. These wild horses are just, ooh. And the action is happening faster than my brain can process at this point. Here comes Winkler. Cicchetti looking to the inside of Brisky. Winkler looking to send it 3 wide. Oh, Cicchetti throws the block, holding off the Porsche. Brisky now side by side with Winkler. Winkler maybe about to clear it. He's going to try to see if he can send it on Cicchetti. And there it is. Ooh. Forcing Cicchetti out wide a little bit. That's going to really help the 720. And there it is. Winkler clears up into P4. Now Brisky trying to take the position back from Cicchetti. Meanwhile, Besson right behind this battle. You see Cicchetti get a little sideways. A whole train of cars right now. See McDonough battling with Amsbacher. Oh boy! Miller sent it on McDonough and almost put too much postage on it and got into the Aston of Zach Amsbacher. whole draft train of cars right now.
Leslie's actually closed that gap down to just under 3 seconds. Schlosser can definitely understand that right now he is in a good position if he just keep doing what he's doing. Just over 7 minutes left. 9 minutes, sorry. 7 laps, 9 minutes.
Yeah, Schlosser trying to run away. Ooh, Amsbacher looking to the inside. Get by Carl and trying to get by Basin. Basin alongside Brisky.
Oh, got a car around.
Oh, we're 3 wide. Is Colin McDonough the one going around? Ooh. What a ballsy move from Zach Amsbacher. I have no idea how they lived to tail the tail on that one.
And I'm watching, and I do believe Matt Schlosser is going to actually catch up to the 17 of Aaron Mitchell as well as the 35 of Fidencio. This is Gary. Oh, hard drive in.
Whoa. Oh, you don't even know where to look. Just all kinds of action in this battle. Oh, big send from Brisky on Amsbacher. Might open the door up for Carl. Meanwhile, Benson goes a little wide and opens the door for Miller.
Yeah, the 28 car just went around.
Poor Tom went. He went around. Me and Big Al making the same pun. Well, Payson's sending it to the inside of Carl. These two Mercs fighting hard amongst each other. Ooh. Miller almost put the nose of that Porsche where the sun don't shine.
Lead down to just under 2 seconds.
Yep, you read my mind, Big Al. Was just about to point that out. Believe we're gonna have maybe 3 to 4 laps left in this race. This might be the longest near 6 minutes in Matt Schlosser's life.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for Matt Schlosser, he is going to be catching up to the 17 of Aaron Mitchell. And about the time that Mitchell comes into play is when he is going to be fighting for his life because Malesi is going to be all over his bumper.
Yeah, it just depends on where he catches them.
Catch him. Yeah, absolutely.
So it could very well help or hurt him. So we see still some bits.
Just the right time.
Yeah, I think you're right. As you see, the front end of that Beamer.
Seen better days.
Yeah. That's poor Aaron out here driving a modified.
Open modified.
And you see Aaron pulls to the inside out of the way of the race leaders. Fair play from Aaron.
That was Will Molesky's fastest lap and the fastest lap overall, the last lap that he just ran, with a 144.402. He gets it done.
Music to Matt Slosher's ears, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's the only 144. And that's a low 144. I mean, that's a second faster than the fastest time, than the next time.
Oh, did Slosser go wide? Not quite sure. I haven't really seen the line he's been taking into that corner, but he was a bit of a ways off of the curbing. Is now Molesky under a second with about 3 to go.
I'll correct myself, 0.6 of a second faster.
Slosser trying to drive for his life, trying to hold on to this win.
He's got to be perfect through the next series of turns, period. And he understands that. Because it's just a matter of time. Once he is on your bumper at that point, I mean, you can't make that Aston Martin but so wide.
Yep. Couldn't agree more, Big Al. Right about half a second Schlosser's advantage over Molesky. I don't think Molesky got the greatest of exits. It cost him about a 10th or so. But the draft is not Matt's friend right now.
Now he's going to be looking for any way to possibly escape, just to keep that draft break right there. You see he kind of went to the left a little bit. Not going to be trying to assist Molesky at all.
Yeah, trying to snake slalom down the long straightaway. Matt, slalom, sure. Again,
Slalom.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
That's still debatable.
That might be the single worst pun I have ever made, and I'm unreasonably proud of how horrible that joke is. But what is the horrible is this battle. 2 laps to go. Molesky is all over Schlosser. What does that Aston Martin have left? Molesky looking to the inside. Meanwhile, further back, Sean Winkler got by Joshua Gaiman for the last spot on the podium. Oh, Molesky sending it. Schlosser's going to have the inside. He's just maybe barely going to clear. He will. That's a great defense from Schlosser to take the lead back. Molesky had it for a moment, but Matt takes it back.
Yeah, this is
down the long straightaway.
This is going to be the part where he is going to have to do something extraordinary.
Yeah, we saw him having to
especially
go
Molesky
around.
has the inside right now.
Yeah, we saw Schlosser do a good job of holding serve on the outside in race 1. He's going to have to do it here.
Get back around, set up for the next turn. He's going to have to try to get Sharper back on the inside.
Ooh, and he's still there. Oh, Molesky clears. Here we are. White flag. 1 lap to go here at Aragon.
Oh.
Schlosser not able to get position. Meanwhile, Gaiman and Winkler continue about. Oh, might have been a little bit of a side-to-side contact. And I think that tripped the traction control on the Mustang Gaiman, costing him an extra spot to Cicchetti. Meanwhile, Molesky about a half second already ahead of Schlosser, but all Schlosser needs to do is just keep connected as Izagiri goes way wide to get out of the way of the race lead. Once again, fair play to Fidenzio right there, As long as Matt can stay connected through this corner, he's going to have one more shot to take it. Down the long back straightaway, what's going to feel like an eternity for Will Molesky. And here comes the draft for the Aston. It's not that much of a run. Schlosser's going to need a lot more momentum. Molesky defending the inside. Schlosser shipping it around the outside, and he just can't hold on. Ooh, he's trying the crossover. Drag race coming to the line. Your race winner is going to be Will Molesky. Once again, he will sweep. Special stage, taking both rounds of the Grand Prix of Spain. Oh, Brisky going way wide. This battle for P7, and it's going to be Carl holding on over Zach Miller. What a drive. Matt Schlosser gave it everything he had. But your race winner, Will Molesky. Schlosser, of course, in second. Sean Winkler rounds out the podium with Joe Cicchetti and Joshua Gaiman in rounding out the top 5. Zach Amsbacher, Brandon Carl, Zach Miller, Jeff Basin, and David Brisky, your top 10.
So put Colin McDonough in 11th with Fidencio Yazagiri. In 12th, 13th place shows Tom Went, Aaron Mitchell, 14th, 15th place, Travis Fleming, and Nicholas Pressey rounds out the 16 car field.
Alrighty, we are going to take a quick break to get our podium finishers, and we'll be back shortly.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
You've got what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Alrighty, and we are back with our third place finisher from race 1, Joshua Gaiman. Josh, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, it's a heck of a run tonight. First of all, just take us through the story of your race 1 there. Bring it home another good and consistent P3.
Yeah, it didn't feel consistent, that's for sure. The Mustang's all over the place there. Just absolutely no traction whatsoever, but just kind of pulled through with what I could and was able to hold on to the top 3.
Yeah, it looked like a few times things got a little sketchy with some of those battles. Were there any moments where you're like, oh no, we're all gonna die?
Yeah, a few here and there. I mean, for some reason that car, I don't know if it's the brakes get hot and then the ABS just decides to open up, I just could not slow the car down whatsoever. I'd brake early and it would shoot me through the corner into the overrun, and just felt absolutely terrible. Especially in the second race, it felt way worse. It felt like it was hotter, maybe? I don't know. But it was a struggle, and I was just on the edge the entire time just to even try to stay within, single digits of Molesky.
Yeah, it looked like it kind of beat you there in that battle for P3 in race 2. It looked like when you and Sean were side by side, it just the car kind of slid and just completely turned on the traction control too. Was that what happened?
I mean, I didn't want to, plow him off the road there. I went into the corner and it started to kind of, get a little tail happy, and it kind of, like I said, it's like the ABS opens the brakes up and it stops slowing down, so that we hit doors, and I just kind of backed it off a bit, because I mean, I could have just, put my foot in it and kept going, but that's not how I want to do that. So I just I backed out and let him have it, tried to get it again, but the car it wasn't there.
Yeah, well, it was still a fantastic run for you tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, I'll shout out the league and shout out you guys for doing the broadcasts. It's actually been a lot of fun, as much as tonight was a little frustrating with this car. But yeah, cannot wait for more.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Josh, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Absolutely.
All right, and then I'll kick it over to Big Al for our runner-up in race 2, Matt Schlosser.
Matt Schlosser, big up in the booth. You got me.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good, man. I'm here to talk to you about race number 1, the runner-up spot. I think you had a pair of those tonight. How you feeling, boss, first off?
Feeling pretty good. I mean, I almost got myself a win there in that race, but Will was really fast and just got me there with a couple laps to go. We had a really great battle. I almost managed to get back around him in that crazy last turn, but he was the class of the field. He deserved the win again, and I might have been able to steal it if I had run a cleaner race, but I made a couple mistakes and cost me time. But definitely happy to finish second after a bad race one. So it was a good overall.
Yeah, absolutely. We're watching you from the beginning, the onset of that thing, and you really stretched your lead out. If you could have got it just a little bit early, a little bit farther, I think you would have. You came up just a half a lap short, right?
Yeah, I just needed to. Honestly, there was one point where I made a mistake and went too wide and got a slowdown penalty and lost about 2 seconds giving that back. And I think if I had avoided doing that, I might have been able to just have the lead still when Will caught me as time ran out. But that's assuming he was fast and he might have got me either way. But man, that racing was so cool though. That last turn was everything I hoped it would be, flying in there at 175 miles an hour and just chucking it in there. And in real life, people would probably crash and barrel roll and explode. So they can't do it in real life. So we're happy to do it in the simulation, and it was really fun.
It was awesome to watch, man. It looks like you guys were having definitely a blast down there. Don't beat yourself up too bad. Solid run tonight. I think you guys were definitely taking home a bunch of groceries. And how much time did you guys put in to this, to coming here tonight? Did you guys really think that you had a chance to bring it all home?
Yeah, my first practice was right as the session opened tonight. I wasn't able to practice any sooner, so it took me a while to adjust. And in race one, I was a little slower than I'd like to be, but in race two, I felt better, and I had the advantage of starting up front after the invert. So I liked my chances, and I was a little disappointed not to quite pull it off. But overall, feel like it was a pretty decent points night, and had fun. So definitely a good one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it was solid to watch. Next week, we get to do it all over again. But until then, who you shouting out tonight for your overall dominant performance?
Yeah, shout out to everyone who came out and raced tonight. Appreciate everyone showing up. Congrats to Will for his wins, and everyone who got podiums. Shout out to you guys at Inside Lane for putting together an awesome broadcast. I was thinking of you guys during that pace lap that seemed like it was 5 minutes long. You guys were probably having to fill some time there. I got to figure out how to make the pace lap shorter, but I'm excited to watch it back, as you guys always knock it down and do a great job. And shout out to that's it, I think. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, congratulations again, Boston. As I always say, don't party too hard. That's Matt Slosher, everybody. Sorry about that. Yeah, Matt Slosher, everybody. Second place overall finisher. Back to you, James.
All righty, and it's time to talk to the man of the hour with his second sweep of the season. Your winner of the Grand Prix of Spain, Will Molesky. Will, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Hey, loud and clear.
Well, you did it again. Not one sweep, but two sweeps this season. First of all, just take us through race one. It seemed like a fairly clean and straightforward race for you. It seemed like you just cruised out there.
I was hitting some pretty good laps. I did make a few mistakes, probably about halfway through, and kind of cooked my tires. So towards the end, I definitely pulled back a little bit, but I was pushing. Just trying to stay clean and keep the rear end behind me. I think I got lucky. The guys were fighting behind me, so I was able to pull a little gap, get out of the draft, and keep a couple tenths each lap and just kind of edge away. It was a blast out there.
And for race two, it looked like you were able to get through traffic pretty straightforward as well. It looked like you really took your time getting through everyone and getting back up into P2.
Yeah, I was saying it constantly going down the straight. Was just be patient. I was just trying to remind myself just to look for the gaps, and watch how the guys were battling. Got a little aggressive right towards the end. I saw Matt was starting to pull away, So I took a few chances there. I think we went 3 wide into the last corner. I just didn't think I had a chance because I knew I had to try to track him down, and he was putting some really good laps down. Yeah, just took my time and tried to pick the gaps out.
Yeah, and you were able to catch up to him and take the lead with 1 lap to go. What was going through your mind going down the straightaway for the final time on the white flag, thinking, oh man, he might be able to get me here?
Exactly that. I saw that draft come in, and I tried to squeeze down as low as I could, and once I saw him commit wide, it was kind of just close your eyes and go for it. So he pulled up alongside me, and my front end washed wide, and I think that's what saved me, because it looked almost like he went to go for an over under, and because I washed and had to hit the brakes, I kind of parked it right in front of him. And it was, race 2 was amazing. That short battle with Matt was fantastic. He was he was really flying, and I thought he was gonna take me around the outside last lap, last turn.
Yeah, it was a heck of a run by you, and you continue to add on to your mass points lead. Are we going to see you next week for the figure 8 round?
Absolutely, yeah, really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Good mix up, so I'm looking forward to it.
Alrighty, well, once again, another great sweep for you. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, just want to say thanks to everyone watching at home. I got friends and family checking it out. Thanks to you guys up in the booth and doing the stream, making that possible. It's fantastic. Everybody loves it. I love it. Big thanks to Matt for putting this all together, and everyone that comes and races. Just really cool group. Looking forward to the next few weeks.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Will. Hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Hope so. Thanks, guys.
Alright, there's your sweeper, Will Molesky, and, well, it's about time we wrap this up. Big Al, what did you think about tonight? This was a pretty hectic and pretty epic night of racing.
Definitely it was. It did not disappoint, man. The Motor City, it delivered. This venue, I definitely will say, probably one of the best ones we've been to in a while, and I cannot wait to see what else this special stage holds for us, man. So if you guys like what you see, come on, like, subscribe, be a sponsor. We could do this more often.
Yes, sir, and this was the calm before the storm, before the figure 8 is upon us, and we might have the Intrace reporter back for that one. Who knows? We'll see. But for that, I'm James Watson, and for my broadcast partners, Big Al and Kobe, I think it's time we bid you adieu and see you next week at the figure 8. Good night, everyone.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.